Hello, this is Zita coming to you alive from Vancouver, Washington. I'm in Bagley Downs Community Park where I've been coming every single day for the past 18 days of this social isolation. This is officially day 18 of Stay Home, Stay Safe in Vancouver, Washington. Governor Jay Inslee ordered the proclamation 18 days ago that we not leave the house except for essential activities. I just come to the park across the street and walk for exercise, which is considered essential. We received our face masks in the mail today from Amazon. I ordered them about a month ago for our family, and I like them better than my handmade ones. It's good stretchy material, but I can breathe a little bit better, and it's comfy. It's got little loops for my ears. There is a bunch of kids playing basketball up there in the basketball area. There's a few people walking, but right here there's nobody. So I'm going to take off my mask so I can breathe. It's a really, really nice day out. It's probably in the 70s. And I still am having trouble with my asthma and my allergies, but I'm okay. We're adapting. I'm looking forward to the end of the pandemic. It seems like the numbers are still going up, but it seems like we're approaching that peak. Some states will probably approach it before others. Washington is doing okay. Oregon's doing a lot better. New York is still struggling. But from what people say, the authorities like Dr. Fauci, even when we reach our peak, we have to be careful about thinking we can go back to normal because we still have to be careful when we go out so the virus doesn't spread. So we'll see what happens. Governor Inslee said we need to practice stay home, stay safe until May 4th. So I'm going to go up here into the little woods and see if my ducks are out. I always like to go visit my ducks. They're in this little creek. But today's stats are as follows. Global cases, 1,693,323, with deaths at 102,486. Remember, if you watched me yesterday, you saw I predicted there would be over 100,000 deaths today, and there are, unfortunately. I don't like being right. In the United States, there are 497,498 cases. Of course, tomorrow it'll be over 500,000. I'm sure of that. Deaths, 18,493, probably approaching 20,000 by tomorrow. In New York, 170,512 cases, 7,844 deaths. In Washington, we have 9,945 cases with 456 deaths. It's still increasing in Washington. It'll be over 10,000 tomorrow. Oregon, 1,321 cases, so much less, and only 44 deaths. So we've got to keep the social distancing up. We've got to keep washing our hands. I hope more people wear face masks. I'm the only one, of course, again today. But the other members of my family tried them on and liked them, so I feel good about that. The ones that I got from Amazon, they were really cheap too. Some other good things is I'm still working on learning to play the ukulele. I'm doing a little bit more music. My daughters picked up her old guitar, and my granddaughter was so jealous of our instruments that my daughter bought her a little child guitar that came in the mail today. Amazon's been a lot faster, and it's so cute. Maybe I'll share a picture of it on my blog later. I'm looking for my ducks. I do not see them. Maybe they have flown south. I'm so sad. But I'm going to go ahead and walk here in the woods. I'm feeling a little short of breath today. Not sure why. I found out that yesterday I was a little bit stressed out because I was worried about my son in prison. There was an article that said Columbia River Correctional Facility was on lockdown and that some of the inmates in two of the units had confronted the guards about conditions there, saying they had no hand soap, they were not allowed to wear face masks, which is understandable, and they were not being given very much information and not allowed to social distance. And I think they have legitimate concerns. Probably the face mask is not so good in prison, but hand soap is necessary and they should work on social distance, but not in a violent way. But I talked to my son and he said that article misrepresented the situation. The Oregon prisons have been on lockdown for over a month because they are unable to social distance. They are on lockdown against visitation, and they're not allowed to congregate in AA meetings, NA meetings, church, or classes. But this has been going on for a month. It had nothing to do with the confrontation. And he said, as far as he knew, it was not violent, and they were just trying to have an adult conversation about their concerns, which that sounded more accurate because my son was at work and he said everything was fine. So I understand people jump to conclusions, but we have to be careful in this day and age not to spread panic. So everything is okay with my son, and I hope it continues to be so. I am not wishing that this pandemic be over in the blink of an eye right away, because we still have so much to learn about it, and even if we go back to normal, we need to be more cautious. I read an article earlier that said there's a certain amount of people that still don't even know that they're supposed to practice social distancing. They don't know that they're supposed to stay home except for essential activities. Maybe they don't watch the news, or they don't believe the news, but they're just unaware, and I was really surprised by that. But then I come to the park every day and people are just walking around like normal, so I think it's because if there's no enforcement of these rules, people will continue to do it because no one tells them not to. They may see it on the news, but a lot of people don't believe the news, and they don't believe politicians. So unless it's happening directly to them or someone they know or a family member, or if they're told not to, then they'll keep doing what they're doing. That makes sense. I am overly obsessive with the news and being aware of things. I try to get my news from reputable sources and research my information, but you can't always do that. But yeah, that makes sense. So, but even with people, not everybody following the proclamation that the governors have said about staying home or wearing masks and maybe even washing their hands, things have improved because businesses have been shut down. You can't go into restaurants. You can't go to sporting events. You can't go to school. You can't go to gyms. So people are outside, yes, but they're outside, and I don't see people in huge groups gathering. So that makes sense. I think that even with not everybody complying, that is the reason why the cases will eventually go down. Plus, viruses do run their courses, and so I hope that this is what's going to happen with this, that it will just run rampant and then go away, or maybe we'll develop herd immunity like they've talked about. But I'm going to go home and do some more music and play with my granddaughter. I'm so enjoying the great courses. I think I mentioned this yesterday on my blog or in my video. I signed up for great courses. I like to do lots of learning. I was doing a couple of courses on Coursera, which I've done before and I love. I was doing one about epidemiology through Johns Hopkins University. Finished that one. That was very interesting. It was really short. And I'm also enrolled in a blues piano class through Rochester, I believe Rochester. And it's really difficult. The guy is really deep and it goes a lot into jazz, but I like it. It's very interesting. I'm going slow on that one. In the meantime, I signed up for great courses because they had a free introductory offer. I think it's a month free. And then it's $10 a month, which I decided was worth it because there's so many topics. A lot of history and geography and music and philosophy. So I'm studying the Black Death right now. It's really fascinating. So anyway, that's called Great Courses if you're interested. But I'm getting a little bit short of breath. I should probably do some walking. I need to do more Qigong, my breathing exercises, and my hula hoop. I probably will not bring my hoop here to the park because I don't think that's setting a good example, even though I see people here with their basketballs. Because when I hoop, I have to set things down. And I highly doubt that there's coronavirus sitting there on any of the equipment, but I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I will have to do my hooping in my basement room, and there's not much room to move. I've made some videos, but it's so cramped in there, and it's not really fun to watch. But I do need more exercise. I'm having trouble with my breathing again. So since I'm short of breath, but no fever, no cough, I will say goodbye to you, and I wish you the best of Fridays.